Ahimsa is a Sanskrit term meaning to do no harm or to avoid all forms of violence. The precept of nonviolence is a basic tenet of all the world's religions. Kind viewers, welcome to Planet Earth, our loving home. Our program today will explore the concept of ahimsa in relation to agriculture and look at alternative methods of fruit and vegetable cultivation that cause no harm to living beings. In a video conference with Supreme Master Television staff, Supreme Master Ching Hai explained more about ahimsa agriculture or alternative farming methods that do not employ soil to grow certain crops, thereby avoiding harm to other sentient beings such as the beneficial worms.
There are many organic farming methods that at least you don't hurt the worms. You can plant them in the water, or you can plant them on elevated soil bed, and you don't hurt the worm. And in Vietnam, they cultivate, for example, peanuts. In the sandy soil, there's no soil and no worm at all ever live there. Plant your own vegetable, then you have absolute control about how you harvest and what you harvest and what you eat.
Around the globe, people are adopting animal-free diets to avoid causing violence or suffering to any living being. An organic vegan lifestyle is also the most sustainable for our precious planet. However, ahimsa has subtle qualities that are not commonly known. For example, followers of Jainism make great efforts to avoid hurting even tiny insects and other small beings. Thus, consuming root crops such as potatoes, beets, and carrots is discouraged among Jains, as the harvesting of these crops can harm worms in the soil. But can fruits and vegetables be grown so as to avoid harming even the smallest worms? Yes, these farming techniques include hydroponics, aeroponics, raised bed cultivation, and farming in pure sand. The most widely used of these systems is hydroponics, a method that requires no soil. Instead, plants are grown in a solution of water and minerals, with the roots sometimes being supported by an inert medium, such as perlite, a type of volcanic ash, gravel, or even coconut fiber. Hydroponic gardening has several advantages over traditional soil-based methods. In hydroponics, several labor-intensive tasks such as digging, tilling, weeding, and hoeing are virtually eliminated. Also, because hydroponically grown plants receive better nutrition, they usually grow faster and produce much higher yields than those crops grown in traditional types of gardens or fields. According to University of Florida researchers, hydroponics can produce almost 10 times more food per square meter than traditional farming methods. Mr. David Barton is a greenhouse operator of Island Horticulture in Canterbury, New Zealand, who has been growing vegetables hydroponically for over 25 years. He explains one of the reasons why hydroponic farming is more efficient than traditional methods.
For us, because we are a commercial growing in a glass house, the benefit is that we do not have plant losses. Every plant that we grow, it produces a consistent amount, it produces consistent quality, right to the end.
But perhaps the greatest advantage of hydroponic gardening is that it uses up to 90% less water than crops grown through traditional means. In hydroponic farming, no water is wasted.
On a sunny day, 4 litres per plant will be given to each plant. Of that 4 litres, 80% will be consumed by the plant, and the other 20% will be used as drain. We have almost no runoff. All our water is going to the plant. There is no wastewater. On the site, we have 1.4 hectares. Yes, we do have waste, but it is controlled and managed. So all our inputs are utilised.
Because of its extremely efficient use of water, hydroponics can yield abundant crops even in desert conditions. In fact, the world's largest commercial hydroponics facility is in the hot, dry desert area of Willcox, Arizona, USA. Owned by Eurofresh Farms, the facility sold 125 million pounds of tomatoes in 2005. Over the years, Eurofresh has expanded its operations and now has an incredible 1.29 square kilometers or 318 acres under glass. representing about a third of the commercial hydroponics greenhouse area in the U.S. Hydroponic gardening is also particularly applicable in areas where it is difficult or impossible to grow food due to climate or atmospheric conditions. For example, because of its long, harsh winters, Canada actively pursues hydroponic agriculture in heated greenhouses. The United States National Aeronautics and Space Administration, or NASA,